Already. Thank you, Brooklyn.
I hope everybody can hear. If everybody can hear, can you give us a thumbs up? Let us know it's okay. We had to regress to an older device, and we want to make sure you can hear everything. I'm real excited about tonight. Thank you for attending. I want to thank everybody who is out there making a difference to help get this message out to those you love and care about. It's making a huge difference. We're going to read some great customer reviews tonight. I'm going to share just a recap of some of the product developments that we have. The monitors that you can attach to the Cellerciser are now available again. So for those of you who have not seen this attaches to any mini trampoline rebounder through an oscillator. It's our new patent pending device, which will read the amount of time that you're on the unit, the number of bounces, even when you're doing the jamba run. Phenomenally sensitive that way. It will give you the amount of calories burned and has an intensity meter as well. So as your intensity increases, you'll have this little green bar that will move up and down so you can gauge the intensity. We also have our new Mr. Rebounder app, which many of you have now. We're going to do a routine that's going to be, I got a little carried away today, so it's going to be about 18 minutes long. So get your Cellercisers out, and I'll go over, before we do the routine, a little bit about some of the movements. I'm going to be introducing some new movements. Those new movements will be made available on the app shortly. We're working on it right now. Other than that, the half-fold Cellercisers, the springs are almost here. We should be finishing the assembly within a couple of weeks and then be sending out half-fold Cellercisers. So if you want it, or you know anybody that wants them at the current price, go ahead and have them pre-order now, and they will lock their units in. It's an interesting world right now, so hopefully we won't be back ordered again, but I don't know for sure. Anything else, Brooklyn, you can think of? Can you monitor any questions that come in? Mm-hmm. And I appreciate it. So let's start with some customer reviews, and I've got one that's really pretty exciting. They're all exciting, but let's share. Okay. This one's from Brian. Brian says, I am 52 years old and I just started Cellercising on December 25th when I got a rebounder for Christmas. I just learned about Dave Hall and the Cellerciser family in November. I like to run outside and lift weights at the gym, but due to COVID and my dislike of running in the cold, I was prompted to find a new way of working out. I feel so blessed to have found Dave and his program. I bought the Mr. Rebounder app and have been Cellercising every day since the 25th. It feels great. I didn't initially purchase the Cellerciser because I wanted to see if I was going to like this type of workout. I am now a believer and hooked. I love Cellercising. When I can, I will definitely purchase a Cellerciser that I see from the videos, and that the mat seems a bit more stiff than the rebounder that I have. Plus, I believe in Dave and would like to support his cause. Again, thanks and blessings to all. Thank you, Brian. We adopt you. You're part of the Cellercise family. Okay. This one's from Kathy. I absolutely love the Cellerciser. Update since I started Cellercising before Christmas. It's embarrassing to say, but in the last 17 years, exercise was not in my vocabulary. So when I discovered the Dave and Cellerciser, I got hopeful that I could get my physical health back. With all that said, I had to start slow. With the simple start of baby health bounce, my results have already begun to show, and we have great days ahead. No more dizzy room spinning when I lay down. Energy return. My ability to bounce and do routines is awesome. Now I am following Dave's weekly routines that he made. Love this style of coaching and information he gives. My husband and I are truly grateful for this simple exercise help to support our healthy aging life. Thank you, Kathy. And since I've started Cellercising, my tinnitus has gone way down. My muscles are stronger and longer, and I have a more positive outlook on life. Marie. And Jody writes, I've had mine for about 3 weeks. Best purchase ever. Noticeable results. Chiropractor affirmed that I am doing all the right things. All right. And this one's from Greg. Greg says, "Hi Dave, my wife and I are 72 and 73. We were gifted a Cellerciser back in March when my wife had the virus, not COVID. She did it religiously for a month. And when she left me in the dust on a hike in the Sequoia High Sierras at 8,500 elevation, I started daily using it. We are in great shape and disseminate its use whenever we have the opportunity. I just saw your short video on nightly snack of yogurt and berries, etc. Yum. And I wanted to ask about your basic diet or way of eating. We eat quite well, but the belly fat doesn't seem to burn off. We do the DH original workout daily. You are so slim and tight. Is there guidelines to your way of eating? Thanks so much, Greg Moore." I eat all day long. I'm always snacking and eating things, but I try to avoid, but I didn't used to. You know, it's interesting because my diet was pretty normal until probably about 5 years ago, and then I stopped eating a lot of the cheeses and a lot of the pizzas and the things that I'd been previously eating. I believe in supplementing a live diet as much as you possibly can. We eat dead processed foods a lot, and it's a lot harder for the body to assimilate and to be able to digest, and so often it's just stored. Being able to incorporate live foods in your diet, that's pretty much it, but it's not a crazy diet. I'm not vegan, I don't do vegetarian. I wish I could. I tried that once, I lost way too much weight, so it's pretty normal diet, but I do like eating live foods as much as possible. Okay, so this is from Patrick. Now, I can relate to Patrick. I feel like he's a brother. I really do. He's got an incredible testimonial. He's been through a lot of experiences in his life, and he's joined the Cellercise family. I think he's got some very valid information to share. I don't want to take away from anybody who likes to jog or anybody who likes to do weightlifting or bodybuilding or some of these other programs. They're all great. A lot of them are a manipulation of the body. They're designed to tear down the body in order to build up the body. I'm not for that. It's a sport and you're welcome to do it. But at the same time, and it's a great sport if that's what you're into. But when you tear down to build up, it builds hard muscles and it can compromise ligaments and tendons, and it can have an accumulative effect over your lifetime that can be more detrimental than it's going to be beneficial. So that being said, if you are going to do a lot of those different exercises, great, incorporate Cellercise with it and you'll have a much better extended period of time enjoying those other modalities of exercise. Cellercise will get rid of the inflammation faster. It helps increase circulation, helps to promote strength and balance within the body at a cellular level, not just at a muscular level. We know the movement up and down. We know that what that's doing inside the body as it opens up the lymphatic and the circulatory systems and creates a weight-bearing exercise that's on the entire body. So as my family knows, and they've watched me for over 30 years, Cellercise is the only exercise I get. That's it. And it's generally just my 10-minute a day routine. So I could do more. It's just I don't have time. I'm working with my customer base, and 10 minutes has been great. It's kept me in pretty good shape, for a 64-year-old. So, all right. So this comes from Patrick. Patrick writes, "Hi, Dave. I'm Patrick," and he's given us permission to read this, so thank you, Patrick. I'm Patrick Rutherford from Mississippi. While there are thousands of people who have learned the amazing benefits of Cellercising, I feel like my lifelong commitment to fitness puts me into somewhat of a unique perspective. I was born with really good genetics for having a lean body and good muscles. Because my father was 54 at the time of my birth, sounds like he was in pretty good shape too. He was 70 by the time I was 16 and just getting into my fitness journey quite seriously. So from the start, I had an approach for fitness that encompasses a desire to do it for a lifetime. As I could see the effects of age in my father, although he looked amazing and still to this day looked better for his age than anyone I know. There was a strong drive in me towards longevity. I had friends that took steroids, but I refused to try them because I didn't want steroids to take me to a level that would force me to always be looking in the past of how good I used to be. I wanted a consistency that would theoretically allow me to stay in my best. I never wanted to be one of those guys that said, I used to, could do this or that. I want to be able to say, I still am. I still can. I am my best. So I began reading books on bodybuilding and trying all the programs. Because of my very keen attune to my own body, I felt that many programs were too much, which led to overtraining. And other programs didn't feel enough. So I began my own journey of listening to my body and creating my own workouts that were comprehensive with the goal of finding the perfect balance of training enough but not too much. I'd always listen to my body and take a break when I needed. I never forced my body to go through workouts if my enthusiasm has dropped. I take that as a sign that my body needs a rest and attempt to always train when I need to and rest also when I need to. In other words, Patrick was in tune with his body. He listened to his body, while still always giving myself creating freedom to change my program accordingly to the biofeedback I'm getting from my body. I'll be 39 this March, and while my body weight has been very consistent and my training also quite consistent all my life, I did begin feeling some kind of loss that I couldn't quite put my finger on. After all, I was still training as balanced a strength training program as I could. I was accumulating the weekly recommendations for cardiovascular training as well. My muscles were the same, my body weight was basically the same. So what was this loss of youth that I was feeling exactly? I've always had a creative mindset when it came to training my body, and for years I had begun inventing things in my head to challenge my balance. I knew that I was the tiny little intrinsic muscles of balance and loss of fine-tuned motor function that I had lost. I began imagining taping basketballs to my shoes and things like that. I never actually implemented my balance ideas because I just couldn't quite come up with a way to do it that I felt would really challenge my body across the full spectrum of balance that I thought would be necessary. Then I learned of the Cellerciser. I had actually wanted one for 15 years after reading about it in the Natural Cures books. Kevin Trudeau, customer of mine for over 20 years. But I never allowed myself to purchase one for making foolish decisions with my money instead. But the day came where I made my mind up to get one, and so I did. When I first got on the Cellerciser and was going through the 10-minute workout, I felt much more like an uncoordinated old man in a young-looking, strong body. But then, after using the Cellerciser consistently 5 days a week preceding my strength training program, I began to feel a certain balance that I had not felt in a long time. My ability to use very fine motor controls increased dramatically in every way across the full spectrum of all my activities. That is a profound statement. And anybody in any athletic program or just wants to enjoy a better quality of life, you are working every single cell, every fiber, muscle twitching, the fascia throughout your entire body. It's all weight bearing, not weight lifting. A few days ago, when my balance had regained to an incredible degree, suddenly it hit me. I said to myself, wow, I can feel that balance and athletic control over my body that strength training and cardio and the same body weight failed to give me, and it feels strikingly similar to youth. Yes, the Cellerciser activated everything, and Patrick capitalizes every letter in that word, everything, that all other forms of training had somehow missed. Now I can say for certain that Cellercising is the #1 aspect of my training program that keeps me feeling young. While I've had about 23 years of weight training history and about a year of cardiovascular training behind me and only about 3 months tops of Cellercising, I can say now with absolute certainty that the Cellerciser gives me the most important benefit to my body that retains youth more so than any other type of exercise I have ever done. There's a reason they say that Cellercise is the closest thing to the fountain of youth yet devised by man. And I believe that. I'm going to send 2 pictures, me at age 23 and 37. showcasing how similar I was able to keep my body with just weights and cardio before I acquired my Cellerciser. But after using the Cellerciser for a couple months, my balance and fine motor controls are literally heading back in the direction of my youth instead of me feeling more and more of loss every year. That's me at 23, and this is at 37, recreating the same pose. Despite all the consistency and fantastic work I had done over the years, nothing made my age seem to go in reverse like the Cellerciser. And so here we have a picture of Patrick at his earlier age of 20, what was it? Oh, I got lost in my words. 27, is that right? Okay. At 23, and then at 37. So this is him at 37, and this is him at 23. And he's in pretty good shape. Now, Patrick, I won't. I'm gonna let everybody who wants to close their eyes, because I'm not Patrick. I'm 64 years old, and I've got about 30 years on him. But Patrick, if you continue to head this direction, you have my word. Cellercise is the only exercise that I do, and I'm going to show you a lot of the different movements tonight. But I'm going to take my shirt off. Never done this before. And I've got to be humble because I don't look like Patrick. But I want Patrick to understand that if he continues on this path for the next 30 years, there's no doubt in my mind that he will continue to have, a really strong and great physique as well. Okay, so I don't want to mess this up. All right, so this is the pose that Patrick made, and you can still have a great strong physique even into your 30s. And keep in mind, a lot of people exercise a lot more than 10 minutes a day. But one of the advantages, excuse me, I don't know if anybody heard any of that. One of the advantages of Cellercise is that it is weight bearing on every muscle collectively all at the same time. So it doesn't take as much time. You're not just doing 100 curls here or less, you're doing it everywhere throughout your entire body. So with that being said, let's go ahead and read some questions. And Brooklyn, if you can let me know if there's any questions that come in, appreciate that too. What Cellercise routine is best for beginners? If you go to our website, cellercise.com/user guide, and go to the second to the last page, it will give you a recommendation how to begin the first, second, third, and fourth week while your body acclimates and starts to get used to the movement up and down. All the internal organs, all the connective tissues that are firming up again, the proprioceptors that are being challenged for balance and rhythm, timing, dexterity, hand-eye coordination, all these different movements. You ease into it. And the health bounce, the baby bounce, the rocking side to side, the gentle twist, jogging in place, the jamba walk, those are all great exercises to pursue. And then as you get better, your intensity will increase. How does the side-to-side kick help get rid of love handles? I understand the exercise makes the oblique stronger, but how does the move target the fat in that area? You can't really target reduce fat, but what you can do is build up the muscle. And what happens as think of it this way. A lot of the conventional calisthenic type exercises, they'll have you hold on to a bar, for example, and you lift your leg up and down like this to work that area of the body. Nothing wrong with it, very limited just to that muscle. With Cellercise, we're kicking our legs out and we're coming down with a lot more weight than if we just lifted our foot away from gravity. So that increase of weight, leveraged weight, helps to really strengthen those muscles more effectively. And that's how we can, the best way to lose the weight, jamba run. Use the big muscles. The body will go after the weight. And genetics plays a big part of that. So it'll go after certain areas of what's the most accessible stored fuel that it can get first. And then when that fuel is gone and you're still putting a demand on the body, it looks for more fuel. So it goes after more of the fat. And that's a very, very broad and general description of it. But that's how it works. How can I make my veins pop out like yours? I've never had that question. If you've noticed, bodybuilders or people that work out a lot, their veins they pop out. Well, when you Cellercise over time, your back flushing valves, you're opening up the flexibility of the blood vessels, hardening of the arteries being the number one degenerative disease. So as we're moving up and down and we have this internal scrub brush and fluid moving up and down the blood and lymphatic system, and we're opening up, getting rid of trapped blood proteins and increasing the flexibility. It's the same when you do weight lifting. You put stress on the muscles and the body and on the heart and the blood vessels, and so they expand. Well, when you're Cellercising, you're making it easier on the heart, number one, because you're moving with the heart, or you're pumping with the heart. But you're still causing, I don't know if you can see this, you're still causing the blood vessels to expand and contract because of the pressure changes and the movement up and down. Wonderful. So it takes time. It just takes time. Have had migraines almost every day for a few weeks, but still do a gentle bounce for 5 minutes or so per day. And now I have very itchy red bumps on my back. I'm assuming the itchy bumps are related to poor lymphatic circulation. Just not sure if I should continue jumping with bad headaches and now itchy back. I'm trying to hydrate like crazy, but still having these issues. Suggestions in terms of Cellercising? Thanks, guys. It's more of a medical question. Cellercise is very helpful at helping to expose other conditions that may occur within the body. The movement up and down, yes, it could be a detox effect. As you move up and down, you can help break up heavy metals, toxins, poisons, preservatives, chemicals, pesticides, herbicides, formaldehydes, drugs, things we've been exposed to over the years. So as we're moving up and down and we're having this release and we're drinking lots of water, it's not unusual for the body to go through a detox effect initially. But it's also helpful at possibly exposing something else that you may not have known that was occurring within the body. And the Cellerciser has helped people catch things earlier on than they might have. And we've had some incredible stories about that as well. So I know the health balance is the most important. The gentle twist is the second most important activity that I teach on the Cellerciser for the detoxing effects. Stimulation of circulation, helping the internal organs and functions through that massaging movement. Does Cellercise help get rid of inflammation? If so, how so? Well, the movement up and down helps break up swelling, blockages, inflammation, and improve circulation. So as we're moving up and down, the movement up and down helps to, as we increase circulation through the body, we break up the inflammation and the blockages. And that's, I don't know of anything better. It's the same thing with the lymphatic system. When the lymphatic system is clogged and we get on the Cellerciser, or when we have a cold or an allergy or we're stuffy in the head and we get on the Cellerciser, it starts to break those blockages up. It starts to open up that circulation. And that's real important today, especially with a lot of things that we're having to deal with concerning inflammation and our health. Any experience or information about Cellercising in relationship to gut issues like diverticulitis or IBS, irritable bowel syndrome? Again, check with your doctor, but this movement here, side to side, that puts the colon and the intestine, basically those smooth muscles, through a little washing machine effect. I think this is the second most important physical activity we can do every day on a Cellerciser, and most people don't get that activity on a normal day-to-day basis. It helps to loosen the lower back. massages the liver, kidney, spleen, gallbladder, pancreas, adrenals. All those internal organs are gently being stimulated and massaged with that gentle movement up and down and gentle twisting. Were you always able to do a one-leg squat? Or were you able to do it because of the Cellerciser? It was only because of the Cellerciser, and I had no idea that I could do that until I was challenged by a yoga instructor and went down. It was easy, and I'm like, wow, that was really pretty simple. What they're talking about, Brooklyn, can you follow me down with the camera? What they're talking about, I haven't done this in months, since the last time I was probably on camera a long time ago, but what they're talking about is being able to stand here, stick a leg out in front, sit all the way down to the ground, and then stand all the way up again. And it's just a byproduct of Cellercise. Ligaments, tendons, you're working all those areas of the body, and they just, I could just tell you so many stories. I mean, with my knee, this knee was shot a few years ago when I was goofing around with my daughter here and doing what I thought was some yoga movements, and I tore my meniscus, and many of you have probably heard this story. I've tore it horizontally and vertically. It was pretty bad. In fact, both my knees popped when we were goofing around, and every time I would bend this knee, you would see it pop out of joint. So I went and talked to a doctor, who was one of my customers, and I said, I think it needs to be relocated or something, and he saw me doing this. He said, don't do that. I said, what's wrong? And he said, yeah, you need an MRI. So they did the MRI, and sure enough, they saw that it had been torn in more than one place, and they said, oh, you need surgery. And as they were looking at the x-rays, they noticed I had lesions. And I said, what do you mean lesions? They said, well, I swear you've torn them before and it healed. I said, that doesn't surprise me. And I said, well, why wouldn't this heal? He said, well, your age and the way this looks, and no, I'd recommend the surgery. Well, I didn't do the surgery. What I did is I took a knee wrap and I put it around my knee, and I began doing the same exercises that I teach on the Cellerciser to help strengthen those supporting muscles and ligaments and reduce inflammation, promote circulation and healing. It took about a year, and then I was on Fox News demonstrating Cellercise and just feeling good, and stuck my leg out, sat all the way down the ground, stood up again. Oh, it's healed. And I've never looked back since. So the body has an incredible capacity if we know how to work with it. And knee issues have been one of the things that I've worked a lot with doctors and with our customer base, helping to strengthen the supporting muscles and ligaments around that support the knee, so we have more circulation that we can retain in the knee. But it's a long answer, sorry about that. Okay, I'm new to rebounding, and is there any information on lymphatic drainage and toxic overload symptoms? Because I'm really going through some feel like flu symptoms and lethargy. I hope you're drinking a lot of water. Currently, I am doing the Cellerciser for 10 minutes a day. That's a lot. I am only health balancing. Okay, I'm drinking a lot of water to help flush out my system. How long will it last? Please and thank you. Generally, a week to 2 weeks, and most people really begin to feel more energy, more vitality, and better circulation. There's a lot of benefits, less stress, and I think more focused and more engaged in life and goals and objectives and things that are important to them. It just seems to affect physical and mental issues as we're moving up and down on a Cellerciser. I call it a scrub brush. It helps scrub, clean out a lot of different things. But I'd like to hear about Cellercising and hormonal endocrine system effects. Any testimonials as well would be interesting to hear. We have several on our 5 what?
What can we expect for signs that detox is happening?
Oh, well, that's it. Beautiful. What she just said is common detox effect. Headaches, not feeling, it's just kind of not feeling a lot of energy initially because we're breaking things up. Drinking the water is a good idea as we work through this. There's so many stories that I could give you of people that have gone through it, and then when they come back on the other end, they are so grateful because their energy levels are so much better. But if you notice something that's serious, again, consult with your doctor or health practitioner, but Cellercise, keep in mind, 10 minutes. That's a lot, especially when you're beginning. That's 10 minutes of every single muscle. Every muscle in your entire body collectively working over 100 times a minute. With weight, weightless, weight, weightless, over and over together. Not as parts. So that's pretty intense. So I had a lady, and I may have shared this before, she got on the Cellerciser. Her family was watching a movie. It was her first time on it. And she went an hour and 20 minutes. First time on a Cellerciser. Just having so much fun. And she ended up waking up the next morning with a temperature of 120 or 104 plus degrees. And they didn't know why. So they took her down to the hospital. They did tests on her. Couldn't find anything wrong with her. Gave her some antibiotics. She said, I didn't take them. I went home, went to bed, woke up the next day. I felt like $1 million. Nobody's going to tell me this doesn't work. I say, yeah, that's a concentrated detox. But I've been Cellercising for 20 days now, and today I did my first hike in a while, and it's the first time my knees didn't lock up and give me excruciating pain when walking downhill. Thank you, Cellercising and Dave Hall. No, thank you for sharing that. I've been given exercises using a resistance band by a physiotherapist to help heal my inflamed bicep tendon sheath similar to tendonitis. Are there any arm movements to help speed up my healing? I've been doing crisscross movements, up, down circles on my Cellerciser. Yeah, we talked a little bit about this just not too long ago. And your doctor, that's one way. There's something called a Dynaball, where you speed it up and it's got a gyro and you can do different movements with it. And that's been very effective with people that have had tendon problems as well while they're Cellercising. Because the Cellercising helps to increase circulation while you're working those muscle areas. What is best water to drink, distilled, spring, or mineral? That's personal choice. I don't want to create issues with that. I'll tell you what I do, and I'm not recommending it, but it's what I do. I take distilled water and I put ionic minerals in it to balance the water back out. And that way I know it's good, pure water. Do you recommend that the jamba run is a movement best worked up to from the jamba walk, or could be used intermittently, immediately, once the health bounce is no longer fatigues the extremities? I would build up to it. It doesn't take that long, but doing the jamba would be, the jamba run is pretty intense when you first begin. Okay, so any other questions, Brooklyn?
Can you answer number 9 again?
Number 9?
Yeah.
Number 9. The hormonal endocrine system effects. Any testimonials as well would be interesting to hear. I've been Cellercising for 20 days. Okay, that's the one with the knees. And all I can tell you is that the Cellerciser, the thyroid, the adrenals, the endocrine system, they're all actively, collectively in a balanced state working through the entire body when you're Cellercising. And yes, we've had some phenomenal customer reviews from people. People who've been able to cut back on their synthroid because of what it's done for their thyroid. People that have felt better going through menstrual issues. People that have been, or women who felt better going through menopause. So anything that we can do to help create balance in the body, and tell me any exercise that's going to stimulate the body in a more balanced state than Cellercise. I don't think there is anything. So you're working collectively together, and as the body works more collectively together, it performs better. So, shall we start? Let's do our program. So get your Cellerciser out, and what we're going to do right now is we're going to do the health bounce for 60 seconds, and we're going to do breathing to the count of 10. I'll put it on our app and face it to you so you can watch that. Then I'm going to do the hip rock for 30 seconds. We're going to do the twist around the waist, and then we're going to do the twist in the hip socket area. And we've had people that have had sciatic issues where that hip socket movement had just been a lifesaver for him. We're going to do the ski patrol number 1, which will work the hips, the thighs, and the knees, the lateral knees. Then we're going to do the twist again. Then we'll do the jamba walk for a minute. So there's your chance to do the jamba, experience the jamba walk with us. Then we'll do the health bounce for 30 seconds. Then we're going to do the moderate sprint for 60 seconds. Then we'll do the stomach. Okay, so we're going to go directly from the moderate sprint or medium sprint to the stomach run for a minute. And the stomach runs, where we're running, we're able to tilt backwards a little bit to create leverage so that we can work more of the muscles in the stomach. Then we'll do the hip rock. Then we're going to do the ski patrol 2. If you can't do the ski patrol 2, you can just continue to do the hip rock or go back to the ski patrol 1. Then we'll do the jamba walk for 60 seconds. Then we're going to do the twist for 30 seconds. Then we're going to do, it'll go to the health bounce, because some of the new movements are not on the Mr. Rebounder app yet. They will be. But I'm going to do the movements for you today. And so we're going to do some of the arm curls right and the arm curls left. Then we're going to work on the chest a little bit, and then the shoulders. We'll do some movements there. Then we'll do a shoulder wrap, which we'll do to help loosen up the shoulders and those muscles more. Then we're going to do the kind of an arm fling, where we move just opening the whole upper diaphragmatic area. Then we'll do the whippy ski patrol, where we're moving the shoulders up and down as we're jumping side to side, so we get flexibility in the back. And again, we're targeting the upper body and shoulders a little bit more. We'll do the gentle twist, and we'll end with the health bounce. So, yes?
Are there any specific movements to help with bursitis in the shoulder?
Yeah. In fact, on the this movement here can be very helpful. The movements that I teach on the Cellercise the Ultimate Exercise DVD, we're not going to do those tonight, but they'll be in the new Mr. Rebounder modules as well, where you hold your elbows in front of you and gently bounce like this, and then lift your elbows. If you have to hold one up to help support it, you can do that. Then out to the side, and then back. You're going to feel the shoulders dramatically expanding and contracting, being massaged, so we can increase that circulation and strength in that area. That increased circulation can help reduce the inflammation and promote the healing process. Any others? Okay, let's start. So we've got the beginning, intermediate, advanced, the seniors. We've got create your own. I created my own. We have our own workout section, so you can go and find the workouts that you personally created and saved. On the Mr. Rebound app, you can clone a whole routine and then go in and change it so that it works for you. So this is one that I did here. And I wanted to face it toward you so you could see it. Up. And so and you can mute the music if you want and put your own music on. But this is just getting the circulation going, warming up all the tissue. It's what we should all be doing before we do any strenuous exercise or movement. And I believe it's the most important thing we can do every morning when we first wake up. Unfortunately, I can't see the clock, Brooklyn. Too far away. Can you see it? Can you tell me, give me a count when we get like down to 5? Raise your hand or something. Thank you. You lift those heels up and down, you work the calf muscle, and that helps with circulation in the lower extremities. We're going to get ready to breathe, and we'll do the count of about 10. Okay, a little more than 10. And you can hear how it lowers or opens up the bronchial tubes and the larynx and the lungs, and it's just kind of neat. So if you like to sing, or if you're a radio announcer, it's good to do that before you go on the air. So you're kind of pushing down with your heel, so you can kind of drop that hip. Okay, and then twist. Okay, the first one is working with this is the one that's working all the internal organs. It's just kind of a gentle massage. If you notice a side ache or something, just kind of back off a little bit. It could be any number of just things, gas included. So. Okay, now we're going to do it where we keep the hip straight ahead, but we're working in the hip socket area. This one helps to focus all the muscles that wrap right around that hip. Very few exercises even address this, but so we're helping increase circulation because we're pumping up and down. A lot of reasons for that. Okay, now we're doing the ski. What is this? It is. It's the jamba walk. We skipped one. Uh-oh. It's not going to be as long as I thought. Okay, on the jamba walk, keep your back straight, your feet flat, push down into the mat. Feel it. You want to feel it right here where these muscles are really working. So you don't even have, you can, if you want to, lift your feet up off the mat a little bit. It's a little harder, but just pushing down into the mat also works. But if you want to feel more intensity, just lift your feet up a little higher. Thank you. I'm not sure what comes next. Health balance. Okay. We skipped the first ski patrol, but we'll get the second one in. Okay, then we're going to do the moderate sprint. Tighten your stomach and lift your knees so you work the core. And then from this, we're going to tilt backwards some. I usually turn and hold on to the bar with one hand. Now we're working the stomach. So you tilt your head back a little bit. It works under your chin too. hip rock. And we're going to get ready to do the ski patrol. Now you can do I'm going to start off with the easy movement, even though this is going to show the harder movement. You can go like this, or if you're ready, you can do this. You're going to love the next one. We're going to go from this to the jamba walk. So we're getting close to finishing the lower area of the body, even though the whole body's involved. And we're going to get ready to work on the arms. Yeah, for those who this is too easy, do the jamba run. Feels good. Okay, we're going to do the easy one, twist.
Which workout is this?
It's going to be put on tomorrow, and it'll be available. It's what do I call it? I don't remember. I'll think of it. 1, 2. Oh, healthbound. Sorry. All right. It is. What is it called? Overall Health #1. Overall Health #1. It's designed to get the lymph system circulating, other internal organs and functions working better, but it's also an aerobic and calisthenic routine. So look for that. Okay, we'll do the right arm first. And for those who have people that have neck problems, hip problems, back problems, shoulder problems, digestion, elimination issues, weight loss issues, bladder control issues, stress issues, introduce them to Cellercise. If you have a doctor or a health practitioner, and I would love to talk to them. If there's anything that you're dealing with medically, we can consult with your doctor together and develop a routine that's best for you. And I want to thank all of the doctors. A number of them this week have called up that are supporting us. They're not, I mean, these are all kinds of doctors. And I'm grateful to you for your support, your patience, your help, your counsel. It's making a difference. And we're reaching a lot more people. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to work with you. There's so many benefits to this movement right here. But it's long, or here we go. Okay. All right, so we're gonna do to the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just missed that. That last one was supposed to be the right arm. 2. This is gonna be interesting. 2. I count to 4 each time. 3, 2, 3, 4, 3. It'll be nice when we have the modules and the movements with each one of within the routine. Brooklyn, can you tell me when? Huh? What? I know. It's supposed to be, it's the filler is what it is for this. How many seconds are left?
A minute and a half.
Minute and a half left? Okay, and I did it for 2. Can you tell me when it hits to a minute and 20?
It's not a minute.
Okay, we're going to change to the other arm. 1, 2. And you can really pull and push as hard as you're able to because you're not going to tear anything. You're using your own body weight and the slight increase of G-forces from the Cellerciser, which is on the whole body, but we're just leveraging or focusing that weight on that one particular area of the body. Let me know when it begins again, okay? Because it's going to sound the same. How many seconds left, Ricky? 5? Okay. All right, so now what we're going to do, we're going to pull out, arch your back a little bit in your shoulders. You're just resisting. Now we're going to push in. 1. Keep your elbows up. It's working all across the upper part of your chest and shoulders as well. Go back to the other. And we're going to go back. Minute left. Yeah. We're just going to go back and forth. And pull apart again. Push in. Put out. Push in. Okay, and then we're going to take the arm, wrap it around the shoulder, and just pull it in a second. How long is that one?
10 seconds.
Right. So you just kind of pull your shoulder gently toward the front of your chin. And then we're going to wrap around the same thing on the other side. And just kind of gently pull it this direction. Don't overdo it. You don't need to. The movement up and down will take the tension and massage it. So you don't have to overstretch. Is it done? There we go. Okay, now it's this one here. Again, go gentle. Okay, then we're going to do the whippy ski patrol. And that's shoulders and hips and the back. Just loosening it all up more. Go your own speed. You guys are doing great. All right. And we're going to do the twist. Okay, and then we'll end up with the health bounce for the first 30 seconds. Just gently move up and down. And remember, on the Mr. Rebounder app, this will be called Overall Health #1. Until when we're done at 30 seconds, Ricky. We there?
25 seconds.
Oh, okay. Now relax. If you have a bar, hold on to the bar so you don't fall off. But relax your shoulders, back, and buttocks. You just want to go very gentle now. Kind of go inside your body, feel your body. Just gently move up and down. Thank you. Wasn't too bad. It's a good overall program, really. If you have any other questions, feel free to share them. If you have any reviews, any experiences, feel free to share those as well. If you want to share this with anybody, if we can help in any way, let us know. I want to thank all of you, and I know that the nemesis is still out there, and we want to keep our immune system strong, healthy. I've known people who've had to, Christine included. She's coming out of it now too, but there have been people that have had a hard time with this. So I think the Cellerciser made a big difference. So feel free to share it with others. Thank you for being a part of the Cellercise family. I hope this was fun tonight. The whole objective is, why work out when you can play in? Let's make it enjoyable. Let's enjoy the journey. And again, thank you for being a part of the Cellercise family. We'll see you in a couple weeks.